National Hot Dog Day, National Sunglasses Day, National Witch Hazel Day. Why is that a thing? Where did this whole thing come from? Who picks these days? Explain it to me.
Take it easy. I've got all the answers. Welcome to By the Way Today Is. Hey, Kate, what you doing?
I'm about to go bleach all my brown eggs white.
What are you doing that for?
Because they're brown.
Are you going to do anything with them?
I don't know. Do you have any ideas?
Well, today's November 2nd, and you know what day that is. It's National Deviled Egg Day.
Of course, I knew it was Deviled Eggs Day, and that's why I'm bleaching all my brown eggs white.
I assumed that's why you were doing it.
Yeah, that's why.
Have you ever thought about where National Deviled Egg Day came from?
I have not, because I
Did you
didn't know it was a thing.
I was going to say, did you even know today was National Deviled Egg Day?
I did not, but this is a day I can get behind because I can eat me some deviled eggs.
You do love yourself some deviled eggs.
So good. And you hate them.
I do. This day is not for me.
I'll
But
eat
I'm going to
all
talk
yours.
about them anyways because they're pretty popular.
Okay.
So I'm going to start right off with a by the way fact.
Okay.
The by the way fact about deviled eggs is about a lady named Sonia Thomas, who's also known as the Black Widow. What do you think she does?
Kills people with deviled eggs?
No, she's a competitive eater.
Oh, I'm disappointed.
That's her competitive nickname, is the Black Widow. And she owns 25 competitive eating records. And one of them is eating how many hard-boiled eggs in 6 minutes and 40 seconds?
Oh my God, they're so dry. Just hard-boiled eggs?
6 minutes and 40 seconds. How many do you think the Black Widow, Sonia Thomas, ate?
I could easily eat like a 10 in 2 minutes. So,
no way.
Oh, absolutely.
We are doing that today.
I need some water, but I would totally eat
doing
that.
that today.
I'm going to say she did 60.
65.
That was a good guess.
Very good guess. 65 eggs, deviled eggs in 6 minutes and 40 seconds. You've got a long way to...
deviled eggs?
Yeah.
I said just straight up
I'm
hard-boiled.
sorry, hard-boiled
Okay, because that was...
Yes, big difference. So you got a long way to go before you can get to Black Widow status.
I guess I do.
So you've got a lot of practice, and today will be a great day for you to practice.
When you're
Because if you can
forcing me
get
to
to
eat.
60, 65 deviled eggs, you easily can do just hard-boiled
Absolutely.
eggs. Just something to think about. Be a great way to celebrate the day. See how many deviled eggs you could eat today.
Okay, I am up for this challenge.
But did you know where they got their start from?
No.
Okay, so deviled eggs got their start in ancient Rome, all the way back there.
I would never have guessed that.
And they were served basically like a dessert. Wealthy Romans served deviled eggs. I'm sorry, as an appetizer. I'm getting these confused. They were served as an appetizer before meals. The wealthier people served them.
Just like now?
And they closed meals with apples. Apples was basically the dessert for wealthy Romans because they had a saying that described their meals. And the saying was from eggs to apples. And that's where the saying came from because they would eat deviled eggs before the meal and apples after the meal.
I have never heard the saying from eggs to apples.
So that encompassed their whole entire meal for dinner.
Like soup to nuts. Is that where that came from too?
The Roman version of soup to nuts.
Eggs to apples. I love it.
So that's where deviled eggs kind of got their start. And those were just basically boiled eggs and they put some spices on them just to kind of whet people's palates for dinner, I guess.
Mm-hmm. What's mine?
And then modern deviled eggs, they got their start in the 13th century in Spain. And what they did was a little more complex. They boiled the egg yolks, added cilantro, pepper, onion juice, and added oil and salt. And then they would pack all that into egg whites, stick it together with a toothpick, and then put pepper on top of it.
Cilantro in a deviled egg? I love cilantro, but no thank you. Get that freaking cilantro out of there.
Don't knock it until you try it.
I've tried it. That is nasty.
You would not have done well in 13th century Spain.
I would have been picking that cilantro out of there.
One ingredient that was missing back then because it really just didn't exist was mayonnaise. That's one of the more common ingredients that people use today. And that was first introduced in 1896. The first deviled egg with mayo in 1896.
All those
history.
devils before that didn't know what they were missing.
It's funny that you say that Because a lot of people, when they think of deviled eggs, they think that it's got something to do with the devil.
Does it?
A lot of people think that, believe it or not. In different forms of Christianity, especially in the southern United States, the word devil can't be spoken. Like, they're not allowed to say the word devil. So when deviled eggs are prepared for potlucks or whatever their churches have, they're called stuffed, dressed, or salad eggs. They will
Give
not
me
call
a
them.
break.
They won't call them deviled eggs, and that's even though, despite the fact that these eggs really have nothing to do with the devil, Satan, or anything.
Yeah, what do they think, that the devil's going to come and be like, you got deviled eggs? I'm here now. Give me them.
See, if they listen to this podcast, they're going to start calling them deviled eggs, because they're going to learn that deviled was a very common term for food back in the 18th century.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 19th century, it became a description for spicy food. So anything that was spicy was called deviled, just because it was hot and spicy. And things prepared with mustard, pepper, other zesty ingredients, those were usually referred to as something that was deviled. And the other most common use that we know of is deviled ham, because it's a little bit of a spicier on it. Deviled ham, that's where that comes from.
Never eaten it.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it. Never eaten it.
I think it's usually sold in like the canned meats with like Spam and all that.
I'd eat some Spam, so maybe I'd eat some deviled ham.
Well, maybe for Deviled Ham Day, we can pull some out. So there's absolutely nothing demonic or devilish. So if you're in the southern United States and you're in one of those religions and you want to say you're eating some deviled eggs, go right ahead.
What if they secretly do? They take all the deviled eggs into the room. They're like, I'm going to eat these deviled eggs. And that's how they're a rebel.
That's what the kids do.
Shh, say it quieter.
Just to be rebels. Nothing to do. It's just a description of the food itself, because they're a little bit zesty and spicy because of the ingredients on them. And then, of course, they're served differently in different places, different countries. In Europe, they're served with parsley and fresh tomatoes.
No, thank you.
I could tell by your face you didn't want to eat those kind. In Sweden, you see them served with sour cream and chives.
I don't know. No.
I could tell before you even said that you wanted nothing to do with those deviled eggs. And in Hungary, you get the yolks served with milk-soaked bread. That's their version of a deviled egg.
I'm horrified.
Soak bread in milk and just basically wrap the egg in it, I guess. People could see your face right now. So none of those are appealing to you.
No.
Okay, so we'll just stick to some regular old deviled eggs today.
Oh, yeah.
So how are we going to celebrate it? Are you lazy?
Sometimes.
If you're lazy, just go to the closest grocery store and buy deviled eggs. They're usually prepared.
They're nasty.
Well, if you don't want to make them at home and you really want to celebrate the day, and if it's your goal to celebrate every single day that we talk about on this podcast for 365 days straight, go to your local grocery store and buy some deviled eggs.
And maybe if you want to throw some at someone, they're really rubbery. They'll bounce right off their heads.
It's not throw a deviled egg day. It's just, well, I guess
that
it's
could
not
be the
specific.
Way Thank you.
It's just deviled egg
Thank
day.
you.
Do what you want with them. I recommend eating them, not throwing them at people, because it's not fun to have food thrown at you. I know that personally.
What happened to you?
I had French fries thrown at me. Talk about that on French Fry Day.
Oh, God.
But if you're not lazy and you have an egg in your refrigerator, which most people do, have one egg, just take it out, make one yourself. Boil it, cut it in half the long way, not the halfway, the long way, not the short way. Just take out the yolk, put some mayo, mustard, paprika, salt, pepper, no cilantro, any other seasonings that you might want to put on. They're loaded up. As you can see, different countries do different things. Do whatever you want with it. Mash it all together, squeeze it back into the egg, and boom, you've got some deviled eggs.
Oh, yeah.
And I can tell you right now that Kate is going to have at least 10 of them today, because she is going to be referred to as the Black Widow very soon.
Oh, you're entering me into eating contests, huh?
If you really want to get crazy today, have a deviled egg eating contest. Invite your friends and see who can eat the most deviled eggs.
That's a good idea.
Take a picture of it. Send it to us, btwtodayis@gmail.com. Or you can go to our website, btwtodayis.com, and you can submit your pictures there, listen to other episodes of the podcast, subscribe, rate us, and you can come back tomorrow and find out what tomorrow's fun day is. Talk to you then.
Remember to subscribe, rate, and review our show. You can download new episodes daily to hear what day we are all celebrating and how we can celebrate it. And be sure to share your favorite episode with your favorite person so you guys can celebrate together.